Okay, welcome back to part two of our basic Photoshop time travel tutorial. If you watch part one, you've found two photos that you're going to combine. An old one, and in this case, I've got my modern Batmobile image. I want to cut out the Batmobile and drop it into this horse and buggy picture. So what we need to do in this case with the skills that we've learned is to select this image. Now, I've got one with a white background. So there are at least two ways that I can do the selection. I'm going to show you the easy way first. If you have a white background or another solid color background, this may work for you. Look on the left-hand toolbar for the magic wand tool. And remember, it may be hidden behind quick selection. You may have to click and hold to see it. And I'm going to take magic wand and I'm going to click in the white, and it's made a selection. It has now selected everything but the Batmobile. So I will go to select, inverse. Now I have my Batmobile selected. And at this point, I could copy paste it, but I would still like to refine this a little bit. So Q on the keyboard for quick mask. And remember, everything that is the actual color of the object is what will be selected. And the area that I want to really modify is, I see a couple of them here. I'm going to Command plus to zoom in, press the space bar down so I get the hand. And notice how this part of the windscreen is not transparent. So I'm going to go in and with Quick Mask, grab a brush and clean this up because I want this to be transparent as well. So even when you're using something like Magic Wand, which does a lot of the selection work for you, you still need to enjoy the value of Quick Mask. Okay, see a couple other areas. This didn't get selected, so I need to go over to my left-hand toolbar and flip the black and white foreground colors and remove the pink right in here so that that gets selected as well. And I'm going to do a little bit of an edge along the windscreen there. Now I look at the exhaust pipes off the back of the Batmobile. Those did not make the selection, and I'd like them to be there. So let's go through and get our selection going here on these three exhaust pipes. And your picture may totally vary, but definitely in the interest of doing a good job and something that you can be proud of, cruise around your picture, paying particular attention to the edges, and make sure that everything you want to have selected is there. And a handy tip at this point, you can go to View, Fit on Screen, and see what you've got. I'm leaving the shadow in place in this case. You could choose to remove it with Quick Mask if you wanted to. Okay, so I've cleaned up my selection a bit. I'm going to press Q again on the keyboard, and I will go to Edit. I don't want you. I do want to go to Edit, Copy. Now I have my other picture open. There's a tab for it right here. If you can't find it, you can go to Window and look at the very bottom of the window menu. And if you have more than one file open, you'll see a list of those files at the bottom of that menu. So I'm switching. I'm going to go back to Edit, Paste, Batmobile. Boom. We could stop here, I suppose, but it wouldn't look very good. So left-hand toolbar at the very top, the Move tool. I can find a home for it, but really, I need to resize this and I need to flip it. So to do my flipping, I will go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, and I flipped the bat. Slightly better fit here, but I do still need to resize it. Resizing, you can get there by pressing Command T for transform on your keyboard, or go down to transform and scale. Choice is yours. All right. Hold down the shift key on your keyboard while you resize to keep things in proportion. And let's see how that Batmobile looks here. Now, there's some tools we could use here to make the Batmobile blend in a bit better called layer masking. That's going to be our next project. So for now, stay with me. Let's keep it simple with what we're setting up here. So I've got our Batmobile in place. To agree to that placement and that resize, I need to look on the top menu bar in the right-hand corner and click the check mark. You may also press enter. And that agrees to the placement. Great. Okay, so we've got the Batmobile where we want it. We've got it flipped, so the orientation is a little bit better. And now I'm going to make the whole thing an even black and white. So image, mode, grayscale. I'm going to choose don't flatten in this case. We'll talk about why later on. But I do want to discard color. And now we've got our Batmobile in place. I'll tweak it just a little bit. I'm going to play with color, well, not color, but exposure and brightness contrast a bit. So I've selected the Batmobile. And if we look at our layers panel, which I will turn on for you here, I'm on the Batmobile layer. I'm going to label that one for you. Bat. Okay, so I'm on that layer. I'm going to go to image, and I am going to, let me select that bat, sorry. Image, adjustments, brightness, contrast. Everybody's picture is different, but you can see if I take out too much brightness, I get a blob. I kind of want to just bring the exposure up a little bit more. And contrast isn't doing a whole lot for me, but I'm going to go about there. You could tell the original picture was probably taken on a very sunny day, so I'm trying to bring some of that brightness in, comparing the black of the bat to these darker horses here. So there I've made a simple time travel picture in Photoshop. Now, in this one, the selection method I showed you was using Magic Wand and Quick Mask. Check out the other video that will follow this one that shows you how to do magnetic lasso to give you a refresher on that. If you're good now, then go ahead and put your pictures together. Once you're done, remember, keep saving as a Photoshop file. Make sure your format is set to Photoshop. And then when you're ready to put it on your digital portfolio, you want to switch that format to a JPEG. Any questions? Drop them in the comments. Ask me in class. Thanks for watching.